Welcome to Bright Sparks, the podcast that explores the unique journeys of gifted learners. Today's episode, Inside the Minds of Gifted Learners, takes us inside the thoughts and feelings of three students from different age groups, all identified as gifted. We asked them the same three questions, and their answers powerful, honest, and deeply human. Let's begin with our first question. Question 1. What does being gifted mean to you? First, we will hear from Tim, who is 8 years old.
I think being gifted means my brain works kind of fast, and I notice stuff other kids don't always see. Like in math, I can figure out patterns really quickly. Sometimes I finish early and I get bored, but I also like when I get to do puzzles or challenges that make me think super hard. I don't always like being called gifted, though. It makes me feel like I have to be perfect, and I'm not.
Next, we will hear from Jada, who is 11 years old.
Being gifted to me means I think deeply about things. Like, I ask a lot of questions, and I can kind of connect ideas in my head that don't seem related at first. But it also means I feel stuff really strongly. Like, if something feels unfair or someone's getting left out, it bothers me a lot. People think gifted means just being good at school, but really it's more like your brain is wired a little differently. It doesn't turn off.
Lastly, we will hear from Trevor, who is 17 years old.
To me, being gifted means you process the world in a different way. I think faster, sometimes deeper, and I can hyper-focus when I care about something. But honestly, it's a mix of ability and pressure. People expect you to always perform, to always get it right. Sometimes I feel like I'm more defined by the label than by who I really am. So yeah, it means having potential, but also dealing with expectations that can be a lot.
Giftedness is clearly more than just grades or intelligence. It's how a child experiences the world. Our next question dives deeper into what these learners wish their teachers understood. Question 2. What do you wish your teachers knew about you being gifted?
I wish my teacher knew that just because I finish my work fast doesn't mean I want to help other kids all the time. I like helping sometimes, but I also want to do fun, hard stuff that makes me think more. And sometimes I talk a lot because I'm excited, not because I'm trying to be bad. I just get so many ideas at once.
I wish teachers knew that being gifted doesn't mean I don't need help. Like, I might be good at reading or science, but I still struggle with organizing things or knowing how to start a big project. Also, when I ask a lot of questions or challenge something, it's not me being rude. I'm just curious or trying to understand the bigger picture.
I wish teachers understood that being gifted doesn't mean I'm always motivated. I need support and challenge, just like anyone else. Sometimes when I'm disengaged, it's not because I don't care. It's because I feel like the material isn't meaningful or deep enough. Also, I wish they'd see me as a whole person, not just a test score or the smart kid. I have bad days too.
These are wise words from all three students. Finally, we ask them to reflect on the joy of giftedness, the part that feels like a strength. Question 3. What is the best thing about being gifted?
The best thing is when I get to do stuff that's really fun and tricky, like brain teasers or math games that nobody else can solve right away. It makes me feel proud and kind of like a detective. Oh, and when I get to teach my teachers something new. That's the best.
I think the best part is how I can imagine a lot of different ideas at once. Like, if we're writing stories or doing a science project, I can come up with things other people haven't even thought of. It makes me feel creative and different in a good way. I also like when I find someone else who thinks like me. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's awesome.
Honestly, it's the freedom to go deep into things I care about. Like I can research or build or create something and just get lost in it for hours. That kind of focus feels really good. And sometimes I see connections that no one else notices. It's like having a superpower, especially when people actually listen to what I have to say.
Whether they're just discovering their strengths or navigating complex emotions, gifted learners offer us incredible insight into the human mind. Their experiences remind us to look beyond labels and grades and to see the curiosity, complexity, and creativity inside each young person. Thanks for joining me on this episode. Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep seeing brilliance in every learner.